Welcome back. I want to propose a new deal for women in order for them to be happy with life, to be content, to be, you know, to be better off instead of being in a miserable state, to be unhappy. All right. I propose this new deal for women for them to find salvations and be happy with themselves. All right. First thing is stop competing with men. All right. Men and women are totally different. You cannot compete with men. We are not equal. We are not, on the same level. We have different mindset, different physiology. So thereby, because of these differences, you cannot compete with men. You cannot compete with men. All right. You can only build resentment and cause friction upon each party. All right. So stop competing with men. Next is reconcile with your fathers or family. All right. Stop getting mad at your family. All right. They're only out there to look out for your best interests. All right. And try to distinguish what are their intention. If it's bad intention, okay, that's fine. But if it's good intention, they try to tell you not to drink, not to smoke, not to hang with the right crowd. You know what? Maybe that's something you should listen to. All right. Start listening to your family more. All right. Reconcile with your father if you have problems with your father in the past. You have to understand we are human. Fathers make mistakes as well. You have to follow your father. Sometimes your father wants the best for you. All right. I understand there's a lot of broken fathers out there, but there are a lot of women who don't listen to their fathers. All right, and stop try outdo your fathers. All right. Next, forgive people. All right, forgive people. People are the way they are. Stop, because if you can hold on grudges and people, you will never be happy. You always have this bad negativity in you. All right. Stop holding grudges and just forgive people. That's who they are. Accept people for what they are and stop holding bad judgment or bad angst in your mindset. Right? Next, right? Stop having vices. Enough with the drinking. No more drinking. No more smoking. All right? No more none of this stuff. No more drugs. Give up that thing entirely cold turkey. Sometimes the best way of getting your vices is get rid of it cold turkey. All right? So if you get rid of your vices, you'll be more happier in life. All right? Next is let your friend go. Sometimes you just can't listen to your friends. Some of your friends are very conniving. They talk behind your back. Sometimes they're not benefit in your life at all. You have to know who to keep and who to let go. All right? Keep your circle small. Let go of your friends. Sometimes your friends are setting you up for failure. All right? And that's going to lead to your unhappiness in life. All right? Sometimes your friends are jealous of you, of the type of guy that you're with. And they feed you false information, right? Let go of your friend. And stop listening to them, right? Next, find some kind of moral stance. Whether if it's God, doesn't matter what religion it is, if it's Buddha, Muslim, Hindu, Shinto, whatever it is. Find a God-like figure, all right? Well, when I say God-like figure, I'm not mean Satan, right? I'm talking about, be religious, right? Have some kind of moral stance, because that's what religions will bring a foundations. It gives you foundation of life. It gives you direction. It gives you purpose. Some people out there who's anti-religious, I understand where they're coming from, but sometimes some people, right, that's including women, need some kind of moral foundations, and that's what religions give you. It gives you a structures and a moral foundation to live by, for you to be happy, to be more content. Whether you're Christian, Catholic, right, Muslim, right, they all built a foundation. Jewish, right, they all build on foundations. Right? They have some kind of foundation for you to build on, so you won't be unhappy with your life. Depressing, all right? Find some kind of religion, find God. You need God in your life, all right? Next is lowering your expectation in mates. All right? Sometimes these women out there have super unrealistic expectations, right? You need to be realistic. There's so much women out there, and there's so few 1% men out there that have six-figure income. There's few, right? If you're from the ghetto, what are the chances of you bagging one of these fellas? You gotta be realistic, right? I'm not saying to downgrade yourself, but you gotta be realistic, right? You gotta be realistic what type of guy out there. You gotta be realistic that most guys out there are not 6 feet tall. Right? Be realistic. You can't. Sometimes guys who's too tall, they have their flaws. Right? Compare a guy who's like average height. You gotta be realistic. What kind of guy you willing to accept? Right? Or else, if you're not being realistic, you will never find a mate. You will always be single, and then you always complain about you can't find somebody to date. You know what? You gotta be realistic and give a chance. Right? Don't be so superficial, so shallow on guys. Some of the best guys out there are not the most good looking guys, but they're good quality guys. They know how to support a family. You're just being too picky. Alright? You're just being too picky. I'm not saying date a garbage man. I mean, know your position. Know your role, right? Know your qualifications. Right? If you're from the street, I don't want to say from the street. If you're from like a normal city, right? What are the least likely chances of you getting with a guy who's from upper class society, like in Manhattan or Greenwich, Connecticut, or some place like that, or Brentwood? What are the chances of you can get that? Most likely, you won't be in that position at all, right? So you gotta be realistic on what you want to get. Not lower your expectation, have the realistic expectation in the mate, right? Next one, stop trying to be right all the time. Right? Sometimes you can't be right all the time. Not everyone are all right. Not everyone are always correct. Sometimes you're wrong. You have to accept that fact. We are flawed creatures. We can't be perfect all the time. And that's what's something's wrong with women. They think they're flawless. They think they're perfect. You can't be perfect. You cannot always be right all the time. Sometimes you got to put your pride aside and take the L. Right? It's not going to hurt you. I mean, being wrong, what's that going to do? Only for a brief time you're being wrong, and the next thing you know, you're going to live a day again. The next morning, the next day, is going to be a regular day. Right? Being wrong is not going to hurt you. Accept that fact. I'm wrong all the time. I accept the fact, but I'm not going to let my wrong hold me back from living my day after life. Right? Sometimes you can't be right all the time. Right? Stop trying to have the last word. Right? Just let it go. You don't need to be right all the time. Right? This mentality will only harbor bad feelings, negativity, create more tension, strife between you and your mate. Right? Stop doing that. Right? Next is learn to let things go. Right? It's kind of piggyback on the first one. Let it go. Just let it go. Let all these bad feelings. Why are you worrying about stuff that didn't happen yet? Women worry about stuff that doesn't even happen yet. Those worry about those stuff. It's only gonna beat you up inside. It will only cause more stress in your mind. Learn how to let things go. Right? Those feelings inside your mind aren't helping you. You have to live in the moment. Stop thinking about so many things at once. Alright? And leads to my next one. Stop thinking highly of yourself. Right? Stop putting yourself in the pedestal. Stop saying you're too good for anybody. Alright? Like I said before, you have your flaws. Alright? You can't be right all the time. You can't be too good for people. That's gonna turn people off. That's gonna turn a lot of men off. That's gonna be looked upon as conceiting, right? Selfishness. Right? That's a negative attribute. Stop doing that. Or else you'll be unhappy. You need to be happy. And here's a bonus one. Stop overthinking stuff. Women out there just overthink about stuff so many times. Stuff that's minuscule, right? Small stuff. They like to exacerbate the small stuff, exaggerate the small stuff. Like, why are you thinking about this stuff? Let it go. These are small stuff. These are petty things. Don't make a petty thing into big issues. When you're around a partner, family members, anybody, your friend, let the pettiness go. Right? Let all the pettiness argument go. Right? And lead to another thing. Stop trying to argue with people all the time. Right? These are just some of the stuff I want you to take in. You know, these are some of the proposals. I'm sure there are more out there you can improve upon. Right? There's more out there, right? But these are the steps, the New Deal. Like, if you will follow these steps right here, I will show you you will live a more happier life, a more content life, so you won't be miserable. You're more likely to find a perfect mate. All right? Stop being so demanding. Stop being so selective. Stop being so picky. If you follow by these guidelines, there are more over time I won't put in, but these are just some of the stuff. Over more, there are more characteristics you can change, but these are just some of the stuff. Right? If you follow these steps, you can find yourself to be more content with your life, happier. It's more likely for you to find a mate. Be realistic with people. You won't die alone. You won't be lonely. You won't be one of those crazy cat lady. You forgive your parents, right? You have a more structured family, a bit of stable foundation of life. You're not depressed all the time. If you follow, just follow some of these steps. These are just the new deal for women. There needs to be a new deal. Like, you know what, when AOC, we have the Green New Deal, or what's the name? Not Teddy Roosevelt. FDR, the New Deal. Well, this is the New Deal for women. Women, if you do not want to be lonely, depressed, mad all the time, these are the New Deal you have to accept. If you won't accept this, right? If you won't accept this, it will lead you to your downfall. You will be more miserable than ever. You will die alone, right? You will die alone. You will never be happy. Your life will never be fulfilled. All right? On that note, guys, let me know what you think. If there's something I need to put in, put your comment below. If there's something I missed, as always, like, share, subscribe, and peace and blessings.